It has been a long time since we have more than 1,000 units in the east in District 15. So if this site is successful, it will raise a lot of interest in Mandarin Garden.
The project we are going to be reviewing today, right, is really very rare considering it's a mega development, but it's in the eastern part of Singapore, which has not seen a mega development launch in a long time.
It has been a long time since we have more than 1,000 units in the east in District 15 itself.
That's correct. And where exactly in District 15 is this? Well, it's on Dunman Road.
Right. This is the headline for Business Times. Dunman Road mega site up for tender. The bids could hit beyond 1.3 billion.
Just to give people some context, right? The site of this land, the area of the land, is even bigger than Avenue South and Sterling Residences. So you can just imagine the size and the depth of the land,
Let's take a look at the site.
My good friend Dennis has actually went down to the site to take a short video. As you can see, it is really very long.
Very big piece of land.
Very big piece of land. You can actually see pieces of Paya Lebar actually, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be something very, very exciting, and we cannot wait for whoever the developer is who's going to win this land.
That's right. Just a quick introduction on this land itself. The land area is about 27,000 square foot, and potentially it can house about 1,040 units.
Yes, it is rare to find a mega site that is near to MRT.
And it's the largest private residential development site, excluding EC, to be offered for sale in the past year.
In fact, I have some customers who are Eastsiders, long-time Eastsiders. They have been asking me, hey, who won the bid really? But to be honest with you, no one has won the bid yet. Actually. But I can sense the anticipation.
That's right. Yeah.
For this development.
This will attract a lot of Easterners, those are living in District 15. Because District 15 has been a very hot area for a lot of people.
Yes.
Before that, right, maybe shall we go on to explain to the viewers what's a confirmed lease site and what's a reserved lease site itself?
Sure. So basically, under the GLS site, right, whatever is a confirmed site, lease site, right, basically means it's up for tender.
GLS means government land sales.
Correct.
So it's actually land from the government, and all this will be 99 years.
That's correct, yes. And reserved lease site basically means that it is up for tender until the application is received by URA and is approved.
That means reserves are not open up unless there's some developer who approach the government and give them a minimum offer.
That's correct. And just to let you guys know, for the government land sales, right, it's not just limited to residential. It can be for hotels. It can be for white site, which means any kind of developments can be built on the site. So
for this Dunman Road site, right, it's actually on the confirmed list. So it's still up for tender.
Yes. So we are going to share with you what we like about this land. First and foremost, located in D15. And D15, for those of you who are Eastsiders, right, you will know that it is the really perfect sweet spot because you have East Coast, but yet you're not so far from the city. It's really in between actually.
Traditionally, it's a popular site for District 15.
Yes,
so far, there's no major new projects in the Dakota estate for the past 12 years.
That's correct, yeah. I believe the last launch here was Waterbank at Dakota. So I can imagine there's a lot of pent-up demand actually, because if you look at the rental transactions for Waterbank at Dakota and Dakota Residences, I think the take-up is very healthy actually in terms of the rental demand. And future residents will also have direct access to the Geylang Park connector.
Yeah, we are just beside this Geylang River. So the park connector will link you all the way to the Gardens by the Bay. Wow. So it's actually quite a nice running trail, hiking trail for you.
Correct, yeah. So for nature lovers, something to consider too. And also the strongest selling point, which I personally believe, 100 meters to Dakota MRT. Wow, a mega site next to an MRT. Really, very
literally rare. The MRT is your shuttle bus.
Just to give you some context on how close the site is, literally across the road
is
the Dunman site. Yes.
And this is the land area we mentioned.
So Dennis have taken this effort because we want you guys to understand how close it is actually.
Right. How close? So just literally cross the road and MRT right across the road. This is Dakota. Literally, you can see the MRT in front of you.
That's correct. I can even say that in a way, this closer than Waterbank actually in a way.
So in terms of for those investors, this unit or this project will likely be a tenant's heaven because you're next to the MRT, and there will likely be very low downtime, low turnover time, meaning that once the ex-tenant move out, the new tenant can move in very fast.
That's correct.
Usually, condos or projects that within 1 to 200 meters away from MRT, the downtime or turnover time will be minimum from our experience.
And for those tenants who work in the financial district but yet want to have a east side living because they want to be close to the beach, this project really is in between both.
That's right.
Really,
that's right.
really ideal.
And we're just one MRT stop to this Paya Lebar, which house the Paya Lebar Quarter, a major commercial hub with Grade A office, large mall, and a lot of any amenities that a resident will need. So
Yes, all your daily living needs are met over at Paya Lebar actually. One of the other things that we like about this plot, right, because it's a mature estate with lots of amenities.
Yep.
Not only is it close to the MRT, right, there is also a lot of food.
Yep, that's right.
It's not just limited to the old Airport Road hawker center, because a lot of people think, Dunman Road only got old Airport
There's
Road.
two food centers that's with long heritage and history. First one is the Dunman Food Center,
Yes.
which is about within 2 kilometers away. And next will be this old Airport Road Food Center, which has a long history.
And if you are tired of eating at the old Airport Road, actually, it is not very far away from the Aljunied part of Singapore.
That's right.
For those people who know the area well, so lots of eatery options over there actually.
We're also not too far from this Tanjong Katong Road itself. So we have a lot of small eateries as well.
Yes. And for those who are looking for own stay, maybe they are looking to be near schools over there.
Primary schools.
Primary schools. You got Geylang Methodist, and then you have also the Tanjong Katong Primary and Tanjong Katong Girls. Are those one click? But well, we have to double check when the site is confirmed.
Right. So these are the top 3 factors that we like.
Yep, correct. A lot of analysts, right, have actually pointed out that it is likely to cost about 1,003 to 1,004 PSF. If you think about it, has been increasing. The land costs have been increasing steadily for the past 5 to 10 years actually. Because 1,003, 1,004, I believe 10 years ago, you could maybe buy land like that in the city area probably, but now it is in the RCR area.
This is an example of how a lot of people or even agents, some buyers be curious, how come you guys know about this land cost or future selling price when it's not even for sale? So this is normally how we do. For example, for this Dunman Road site, right? The nearest comparable would be this recent sale of this another GLS site. It's called the Jalan Tambusu Road site itself. Correct. So it was close at per square foot. It's about 1,300 per square foot.
Yes.
Yeah. So because it's quite near, about 600 meters away from this Dunman site, so that is the best comparison that most people will benchmark on. So even though this Dunman site has not been closed yet, but there's a lot of estimates, so it will be likely in the range. Yeah.
Yes. And I also read recently that in terms of per square foot to plot ratio, this Jalan Tembusu site is a record for GLS for 1,003 actually. So yet this Jalan Tembusu site not exactly close to MRT like this Dunman Road site. So it is reasonable to assume that 1,003, 1,004 would be the winning price.
As you mentioned, since Jalan Tambusu site has secured this 1,300 per square foot price, so for this Dunman site, which is much bigger and also very near to MRT, I think the price tag of between 1,003 to 1,400 will be quite safe.
But with this likely to be expected land cost,
that's right,
come the likely to be expected selling price.
So bear in mind, what we're talking about is just land cost, not factoring into the construction cost, and the profit by the developer itself.
That's correct, because the construction costs will vary actually according to what kind of development, who the winning developer will want to be. But if we were to go by normal standards, right, it may be selling for 2,003 plus PSF. Dennis, in Dunman Road, Dennis, can you imagine such a day actually?
That's why when the land costs go up, right, and plus the fact that the labor costs, construction costs will be going up, so everything will be going up. So there's no way we turn back the clock to the old time.
That's correct, because we often meet customers who often lament about the increasing prices for the new launches. But the fact remains that as long as land costs continue to increase, selling prices will also continue to increase.
While all these are estimates, there's one big factor that might impede this so-called our forecasted price. So far in Singapore, we have very rarely seen that any government land sales site going for beyond 1 billion.
Yes.
Yeah, the last one that we have seen is likely the one at Jalan Anak Bukit in Bukit Timah itself. And that's a white site.
Yes, that's a white site.
Yeah,
and that one is actually an integrated development in a way, with the bus interchange at the bottom and the basement.
So a lot of people will be interested to keep a look at whether how this land bid will go on.
Yes, I can imagine the results to be widely analyzed and discussed actually.
We did research on the comparative condo projects nearby to this Dunman Road site.
The top two are uncompleted, Penrose and Normanton Park. And the 4 at the bottom, they are actually completed. One of them is Waterbank Dakota, which we touched on earlier.
Well, one of the rare choice was Normanton Park, because it's not exactly near to this Dunman Road, but because it's a big site.
Yes,
more than 1,000 units. That's why it's we factored this into this list for comparison itself.
Correct.
The rest, like Penrose, Water Bank are nearby to Dunman Road itself. Yeah.
Correct. One important thing to highlight is on the most right hand corner, at the median price. Can you guys see that for the median price transacted for all these developments, right, it's actually lower than the estimated for the Dunman Road, which means to say, moving forward, anything that you see now, right, is going to be a lot more cheaper than what you buy in the future.
Bear in mind, for this Penrose, the median price of 1,690 is the price during the launch. Penrose was launched about 2 years back, so that was the price for in 2020.
Wow, looking back, people who found it expensive, right, will really think back in 2022 and say, oh, it's a steal actually, you know. Yeah, not surprising that Penrose is achieving 100% sell out soon actually.
Actually, from our experience, whenever something new that comes on market, a lot of buyers will feel that it is expensive. When Penrose was launched, a lot of people were saying, wow, so expensive. But now you look back at the clock, wow, 1,690 medium price is actually very attractive to us now. So what is expensive right now might seem cheap in the
next 4 years, 5 years or something like that. And what many people don't realize, Dennis, is that whenever I hear customers like they lament about the rising prices and everything, right, they forgot that if these land prices don't increase, their own property, if it happens to be in the vicinity, it also doesn't increase.
Yeah. Because
a rising tide rises all boats, right? So if they increase, you also naturally will see appreciation.
That's right. Yeah. So overall, I think in Singapore the land price will be continue to rise.
Yes.
But the government is watching closely with all the ABST. So to me, if someone asks me what do you think of the market, Singapore market will just continue to grow slowly at the healthy pace. There will be no big speculation because government is watching closely. Correct. Same thing if there's a unforeseen economic setback, we can unwind this cooling measure itself.
Correct. Yeah. So they have a lot of cooling measures to unwind also, if you know what I mean.
Sometimes the more I read into this data and do research, right, I felt that actually knowledge is king. This land bid, right, will not attract a lot of buyer attention, especially if it's not those beyond 1 billion or the biggest site. But this are actually so-called crystal ball for you. When this land bid is closed, and all these so-called specialists or this analysts will help you estimate what's the selling price. So actually you already have a head start. You know that this price is so far and so far. So for those buyers who might not be looking for a new launch, for example, you want to stay nearby Dakota, but you prefer resale, so you can actually look into this water bank at Dakota in this period of time before the land bid is closed. Because for now, once the land bid is closed, there'll be some action, there'll be some interest. But interest will only grow bigger when this Dunman Road site is launched. But once it's launched, people will find, wow, Dunman Road is, for example, selling for 2003, 2004. Then they'll look at water bank. Wow, that one is much cheaper.
Yes.
So for those early birds who are thinking of buying into the area, I'll say that go into Dakota, look into water bank at Dakota right now.
Yes.
It might be cheaper than when you'll be launched, when this Dunman Road site is launched.
Yes. Because once the details for Dunman Road comes out, the owners for water bank at Dakota will also adjust their expectations. So whatever you can get now is a good price. Honestly, it's a really good price.
People are very visual. It's like when the government decided that this road will have MRT, although we know, but there'll be not much interest until when the MRT is completed. Then people see that there's traffic coming in, there's a lot of human traffic moving around, and all the rentals, everything will rise. It's very visual. So for those people who have the foresight, who have the knowledge and the info, the data, you can have early advantage over themselves. So for buyers who are interested either in this Dunman Road site project or resale condos nearby this Dakota, give us a call. They help you do the analysis and help you find a choice you need based on your need, be it resale or a new condo itself.
Yes,
that's
definitely.
Right. Yep.
This will be very closely watched, not just by analysts, but also by en bloc hopefuls actually. So because people who are trying en bloc, they will think, hey, can the market absorb $1 billion site now?
This is likely the biggest challenge because so far we might have estimated that this land will be beyond 0.3 billion. But the biggest challenge that all analysts felt is that this is really a very big piece of land. For the developers, when they buy a new piece of land, the new cooling measures will require them to pay a 35% ABSD.
Oh, that's a lot.
For this 35%, 30% will be refundable if you can sell this project within 5 years. From the day you want to bid, and within 5 years, you must complete, build, and then sold If not, you'll be slapped with ABSD.
Yeah.
So this is much higher than the previous the ABSD rate for developers. This might be a concern, especially in these times of uncertainty. We are not sure whether this Ukraine war will continue to go on. Will the lockdown in China affect us? How about the Fed interest rate? So this is a lot of factors weighing on developers' mind. Are they, even if I win at this land, will I be able to sell and build within 5 years?
If any developer is looking at this site and they don't feel confident to even bid for it, then what about those en blocs that will require more capital, that is bigger, and will maybe even take a longer time to sell?
So for this 1.3 billion price tag, right, I think a lot of likely the developers have come into a JV, joint venture to
Yes,
this land.
correct, which is quite common these days. Piccadilly is a good example.
For I can imagine, right, because I got a lot of buyers looking at Mandarin Garden. So if this site is successful, it will raise a lot of interest in Mandarin Garden.
Yes.
Because Mandarin Garden is also a very big site.
Yes,
and
very
it's
big.
in District 15.
Yes, yeah, not far from here.
Yeah. So you keep a lookout. So for those people who are interested to know more about this project or be keep updated, just give us a text or WhatsApp us at the number below, and we'll keep you updated about this project itself.
Yes, correct. Because once this is won by any developer, we will definitely be marketing this project as well.
Now we have reviewed a lot of projects. So be it District 15 or any other projects, just give us a call or have a chit chat. Can tell you what's good, what's bad, and then based on your situation, give you the best advice.
Yes, it doesn't have to be this Dunman Road site. It could be anything that catches your fancy.
It will be a one-to-one, no obligation chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you guys again in our next video.